Hi there guys, I hope you are all having a good day. Now we have a late fight of the year contender, Pascal versus Badou Jack. There was action, there was drama, and they were both swinging for the fences. Pascal came out hard and looked for the stoppage in round 4, but ultimately there was too much time for Badou Jack to climb to his feet after being knocked down. And in the 12th round, Pascal was sent plummeting to the canvas, but also managed to survive. Now, this is a late fight of the year contender, and anyone who had their fight of the year already set, perhaps there could be some changes because that was epic and that was a thoroughly entertaining fight. There was action, there was drama, as I said. Now, Pascal was putting in the power punches early, and it was those shots that caught the eyes of the judges. They were looking for that, I think, because Badou Jack didn't seem to win many rounds in the early half of the fight. It was mainly the later half that he came on strong, which was very similar to his performance against Adonis Stevenson. He lost a majority of the early rounds, but came on strong in the end. So perhaps he started a little bit slow, and perhaps that's something he needs to work on, because he is not done after this fight. I mean, Badou Jack put in a great performance, and as I said, is fight of the year contender. So Badou Jack can definitely come again. I mean, there were arguments for him to even win the fight. It was very, very close, and both of them scored a knockdown. So Badou Jack done well in this fight, but ultimately he just got edged out by Pascal, who was probably showing the more eye-catching work, I'd say. I mean, he was throwing more power shots and it seemed to snap the head of Badou Jack back, which were obviously scoring punches. So ultimately, you can't get away with that. And I mean, Badou Jack was putting in good work, clever work, and especially in the later half of the fight, the tide did turn, but it was just too late. He left himself way too much to do, and that drop in the final round, he couldn't get Pascal out of there, and he needed to, really. Obviously, the knockdown from Badou Jack gave him a case to say, I could have won that fight, and made it a lot closer on the scorecards, because Pascal didn't have a handy lead, but he was definitely ahead, and that drop maybe put a spanner into the works. Plus, it was a split decision, so one judge did actually have it to Badou Jack by the same score as the other two judges gave it to Pascal, 112-114. So it was just what caught the judge's eye that really won the fight. I think that Badou Jack, as I said, was putting in some clever work towards the end, but it just wasn't enough. And that drop in the final round, I mean, probably that's what tipped the scales for one judge, but it just wasn't enough for the other two. And Pascal at 37 proved he still has a bit of life and perhaps could go on and challenge for a world title, because his loss to Bivol was quite devastating in my opinion. It was a beatdown over 12 rounds. He had his moments, but Bivol just shown his class in that fight. So Bivol's probably not the best way for Pascal to go. Beterbiev also is going to be a very difficult fight. Now, I guess you could say go for the WBO vacant title, but at the end of the day, that fight between Badou Jack and Pascal was for the WBA regular title and the WBC silver title, and the WBO is vacant at the moment. So he's going to be climbing the rankings for the WBA and the WBC, meaning that he's going to be pushing further towards a fight with Bivol, a rematch, or a fight with Beterbiev. Whereas, in my opinion, if he wants to go for another world title, the WBO would be the best route to go. Plus, considering he now holds a WBA regular title, he can no longer be in the rankings for another governing body, especially the WBO. So that belt is completely off the table for Pascal unless he were to vacate that WBA regular title. So as I said, if he wants to go for another world title, he has a very difficult task ahead of him in either Bivol, who he has already lost to very convincingly, and Artur Beterbiev, who is an absolute monster. So those are his options. I would say Beterbiev, to be honest, would be the best one because he has already lost to Bivol and it was convincing. So ultimately, unless he wants to try and avenge that defeat and risk being beaten so badly again, why not just go and try the one you haven't fought before, who is a unified champion as well. And let's be real, after that performance and the fact that it is a late fight of the year contender, Artur Beterbiev might be inclined to give Pascal an opportunity after that, because the fight would make money, and what makes money makes sense. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? Late fight of the year contender Pascal versus Badou Jack. Pascal wins by split decision. Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments below, click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks guys.